Let's look at this. UFOs. We're looking at articles, and there is no shortage of articles of UFOs that have been documented all around the world, and they were considered so real that they even made the frontline pages of newspapers. How is it that we can have so much information right here? Hundreds in the state see flying saucers. Indianapolis News. Strange flying objects sighted. Let's look at this, y'all, because this is, let me just shrink myself down a little bit. And let me shrink myself down a little bit. Let's look at this. Let's see. Let's make this really big. We can do it, y'all. Just give me one moment. Let's look over some of these headlines. Look at this. So, hundreds in state see flying saucers. Indianapolis, Indiana. Strange flying objects sighted. Many witnesses see them zoom. An explanation is sought. UFOs on NASA's cameras. Imagine that. Terrestrial abductions. Imagine that. Mystery objects seen in sky over LA. Imagine that. UFOs spotted in series of sightings. My God, what is this? Tapes offer UFOs. Don't know what the rest of that said. Airmen sight flying saucer. And below me, pilot tells of UFO and then vanishes. RAAF captures flying saucers on ranch in Roswell region. Let's see. You can see some of those right there. Flying saucer clearly seen over Gas City Sunday evening. Saucer mystery school silent. What was it? Flying saucer over Tucson. The B-29 fails to catch the object. Flying saucer over Tucson. You can see it right there. Telephone register. Army finds flying saucer. Roswell Daily. UFO attacks a family. Alien craft sucks a car off the road. Fargo pilot tells of chasing flying discs. 1948 dog fight. So let me kind of shrink this back to what it was before I unshrunk it. Let me just put it kind of like this, you all, kind of, sort of. Let me do it. So there's a lot that's taking place. There's a lot of sightings that were documented in newspapers around the world until one day they were told to stop, and that's why you don't see them anymore. They wanted to do hush, hush, don't speak about it. That's what they wanted. But we're going to go and look at some of those articles, you all. Just because we can, that's what we're going to do. Hello, everyone. Hello there, Rich the Prophet. Hello, Christine Mott. Hello, Michelle Terry. Hello, Shalom, Scott Drake. Yeah, you are. Let's look at this, because this is wild. It's really wild what's happening. It's extremely wild. I'm going to come over here to this right here. Look at this. So look at these articles. Let me kind of shrink this screen down if I can. I'm going to make sure I'm on here. You can see hundreds in state. It was a dogfight. Alert state troopers. 3 flying saucers were spotted by hundreds of Hoosiers. That's what they call people in Indiana, Hoosiers. Let's see, including police and military personnel. Oh my gosh, so that's what happened. I touched it. Personnel over South Central Indiana early today. The objects appeared to have a dogfight over Franklin and disappeared as dawn approached. So that went on for a very long time, you all. That right there, obviously, because it was a dogfight. So that sounds like they were battling the UFOs that were up there in the sky. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, there's newspaper clippings all over the world. So Franklin County, I would assume that was Franklin County. So let me just show you this. Let me just show you just for one moment. Okay, look at all of this right here. Look, you type it in, you see all these articles. You see the one blurry one, you all. That no, they got better images than that. I promise you. And you know it too. You know the military, the government got better images than this blurred out thing because they didn't want you to see what it looked like. They did not. Let's look at the rest of these right here. We're going to look at some of these up close. Look at this. There's no end. There is no end of UFO sightings. There isn't. There's articles. And some articles, they've totally gotten rid of them. Okay, they've totally gotten rid of them. But we're going to look at some of these. We can put them in the big spotlight just because we can. Look, there's Indianapolis, 1952. Year of the UFO newspaper articles. Look at that. Year of the UFO newspaper articles. Isn't that amazing? Strange flying objects sighted. Let's read that, you all. Many witnesses see them zoom. Washington County Sheriff's deputies are working with civil defense officials and Air Force officers in an attempt to find an explanation for 4 strange flying objects sighted over this area early in the morning. The deputy said that he first saw the objects at 3:50 a.m. Why do they fly around in the early mornings, really? As the officers were cruising on Waters Road in Lima Center Road in Lima Township. There was a single red-green object at first, moving at which was described fantastic speeds, and the object appeared like a distant star, and it appeared in the northwest part of the sky. The officers notified the county jail headquarters of the object, and moments later, the police agencies from Livingston County, Monroe County, and city of Ypsilanti were in contact with the jail to report sightings of a strange object. Then in Sylvania, Ohio, they saw the object, as did the officers in the village of Dexter. So do you think that these people just made all this up? We got plenty of information out there, plenty of information that's been documented by credible witnesses. The object would zoom straight upward, it would stop, it would hover momentarily in the air, and then speed straight downward. The object was joined by a second object about 4:30 a.m. and in 45 minutes, y'all, this went on for 45 minutes, 2 more appeared. The 4 objects flew in tight formation, still exhibiting what deputies called great speed and amazing maneuverability. Then finally, at 5:30 a.m., the 4 objects made a wide arc in the sky, turned toward the northwest, and sped out of sight just like that. Boom. They said that they were able to see these objects but were unable to pick them up on their radar equipment. Okay, so they got some ability to not be seen on the radar. They said no government aircraft flew in the Washtenaw County area at that time. So they were investigating and stuff, you all, trying to find the origins of these objects, which is really wild. Look at that UFO on NASA's camera. Well, there's all kinds of UFOs on NASA's camera. They're talking about the Soho. Which Soho are they talking about, you all? The object is certainly unidentified and appears to be flying. Whether this enlarged image really shows a UFO piloted aliens. So they don't say which one it was. They say they resemble the common spacecraft. Well, this is kind of really interesting. So this is in 2001. Graham Birdsall, editor of the UFO magazine, said the images are irrefutable in that they are from the official satellites owned by NASA, and they resemble the kind of spacecraft that we used to see in science fiction films like Star Trek. You all, why is that? Really ask yourself, why is that? But we're not supposed to talk about it. They told them, you could. So this is 2001. You've seen this one. Okay, that's fine. It's fine and dandy. Look at this. A terrestrial abduction. Somebody got abducted. So on November 10th, a Monday, this is Travis. I need help. Get Dwayne out of here, he said. He had been returned to Earth by a spacecraft. A spacecraft, you all. Listen to that. A spacecraft which landed on Highway 260 about 1 mile west of Heber and then ran to the phone booth. The guy, he drove Heber as they approached the phone booth, and Travis huddled on the floor trying to crawl away in fear. They reported he looked exhausted. The guy looked exhausted. He needed food and water, and they took him to his mother's home. Travis's mother said she gave him clean clothes and rest when he told her. He says, it feels like I was hit in the forehead with a baseball bat. Now, that's kind of interesting because some people have been saying, I feel like I had my knees busted. I feel like somebody hit me upside the head in our dream state, you all. Now we have an eyewitness, somebody who's got wrote about in the newspaper. It feels like I was hit in the forehead with a baseball bat. She said he recalled being in two separate spacecrafts. The first craft contained beings very unkind to Travis. He was transferred to a larger spacecraft where the beings were human in manner and they smiled all the time, and added, and then taken secretly to Phoenix, you all. Let me see, it took to Phoenix. He was taken to Phoenix. Let me see what this is going to do. This is the article. Oh, you all, that's an article. We don't know what happened when he got taken to Phoenix. We don't. But he got taken to Phoenix. He felt like he'd been hit in the head with a baseball bat. This right here should tell you something. That when we're waking up from our dream state, are we being taken in our dream state and things have been done? Our body's being beat up by some not so kind people and they're wiping our memory? Really? I'm serious. I'm not just saying that. Is that what's happening? Yeah. So look at this story. No. Loco test report on spacecraft. That's not a really good image. Let me see if I can kind of do this. I can't really tell it. I can't. He got taken up 1968. A reported sighting in Loco, Texas. Look at that. 1948, the dogfight with the UFO recounted by the new TV show State and Regional. National Guard Squadron at P-51 pilot. He told Fargo Forum he had staged a dogfight with a flying object over Fargo Friday. Look at that. Look, they could not, no definite outline could be identified. Both objects were sighted at the same time. An object or a light traveling at a high rate of speed apparently was on P-51, you all. This is wild, you all. These are newspaper articles. Look at this, the flying object in Roswell, on ranch in the Roswell region. You can see it right there. No details of the flying disc are revealed. No, they don't want you to know about it. They don't. Let's see this. Best UFO extraterrestrial alien abduction, 1975. Something about somebody. What happened to this? He was among a crew of 7 men thinning trees at a Forest Service contract to let Mike Rogers of Snowflake. We worked until dark and we were driving slowly to the rim road when someone said there was something glowing in the trees next to the road. I stopped the truck thinking it might be worth checking out, but when I looked up the window, I saw how close I was and immediately began to start off when Travis suddenly got out of the truck. He walked over to the clearing where the thing was hovering, 15 feet off the ground, and it was 15 to 20 feet in diameter. And then something happened, you all. So this is right there. He must have got abducted by the UFO. A UFO landed in Suffolk. Suffolk, look at that. Commander feared an attack of the UFO, you all. Let's see that. He feared an attack of a UFO. So this was in 2015, you all. Let's look at this right here, if we can do this. A former U.S. Air Base commander at the center of UK's most controversial mass UFO sighting insists that we are not alone. Do you believe that we are alone? Are we to believe that we are alone just because someone says, oh, there is no other life? And they send the trolls out after you when you want to talk UFO. They call you conspiracy theorist. They call you tinfoil hat. They want to make fun of you? No. So look at this, 8:46, July the 14th, 2015. This guy right here. The Rendlesham Forest UFO incident. Right there, you all. Look at that. So let's see this. Oh, they're not going to let us read it. Okay, maybe we get to go it. New evidence supporting claims that a UFO landed in Rendlesham, Suffolk, next to RAF base in 1980, you all. 1980. It was mobbed with U.S. military personnel hunting UFOs at the time. A UFO exploded before his eyes, and another one shot down a laser beam from 3,000 feet above. The UK Ministry of Defense later hid the documents relating to Windlesham. U.S. personnel, I just had a deja vu, you all. U.S. personnel lost 40 minutes during the sightings and have been denied access to the files. Why would they not give the U.S. personnel access to files? Because they want to go hush hush. They're in cahoots with them. They're in cahoots with somebody. When you got to hide stuff, you must have to be answering to some kind of a extraterrestrial, otherworldly being that has more power than you want to admit to keep it from the people. You all listen to that. Speaking at a UFO conference in Woodbridge, Suffolk, he said, "There is no doubt in my mind that we are not alone. And there are some people in power," we're talking about power, "who know this. But even Mr. Barack Obama won't get through to them." Now you can listen to the tape recording he made on a dictaphone at the time of the sighting here. And we ain't going to listen to it, you all. I'm not. Look at him. Why would he put his life on the line? Why would he put his reputation on the line talking about UFOs for it all to be make-believe? You got to think about that, you all. You really got to think about that. That's the tape recording. It looks like you can't listen to it. They probably took it down. They probably did. There he was at the time of the incident. He wouldn't have any reason to lie. No. That's like it's invalidating it. Is exactly what it's doing. A more UFO sighting, you all. It's all invalidated. I'm going to put that on. No, I'm not going to put that on there, you all. But you can see the Express Weird News. Rendlesham, U.S. Commander, alien attack UFO. Laser explosion in the woods is what happened. A laser explosion in the woods with him. Yeah. They have power that you give them. Last night, you said there was an alien black girl, gold mother effers, UFO misses. That's funny. It was, because I got myself in trouble with, which one you talking about? What is his name? Jeff Bezos with the alien in his neck. That's right. There must have been something going on, or otherwise I wouldn't have got myself in trouble. That's exactly right, you all. I would not have. You all look at this. So this is wild. The curious case of the alien in a photo. Look at this. The alien in the photo. All right. So 1947 Roswell incident, flying saucers. They got a lot of that. The general believes it is a radar. The Air Force says platter picked up on a ranch. They picked up a platter. So I guess when they said a platter, maybe they meant a plate, a disc-like thing. But then the general believes it's radar weather gadget. No, it's not a weather gadget. It might help control the weather. Look at that. Flying saucer spotted in the Roswell region. Google Doodle marks the anniversary, you all. Kidnapped into a spacecraft. Claims he was a terrestrial abduction got a hold of him. Terrestrial abduction. Look at that diamond-like shaped thing. White Mountain Independent kidnapped into a spaceship. A 200-year-old sighting. So this is April of 1873. Extraordinary phenomenon in the village of Taylorsville, a few miles from the city. Mr. Inman and his son returned home, and something got faded into darkness. A blazing object flickered, and for a few moments it faded into whatever. So I'm not going to read that, you all, but there's all these articles. Let's flip through these. Sweden ghost rockets, UFO crashes. Pilot tells of a UFO vanishes, and then he vanishes. Well, they got rid of him. Guess they got to take him out. He saw too much. So you know that these are just artist renditions right here. It's not the real thing. Air objects seen in the sky over L.A. You all, there's all kinds of them. War minister gets ready for an invasion. And that's in 1965. A newspaper clipping from Max UFO News. Look at that. Thrill for the saucer experts, you all. What's really going on? Mystery UFO sightings deepens. Silver lights in the sky. Spotted in a series of sightings. Rendlesham Forest UFO incident. Not my God, what is this? 9/11 tapes offer a UFO tale. That's in 1994. You all. They show visuals, sightings. They jibe with what weather service was seeing on the radar. The radar operator shouted into the phone as he talked to the police in Holland. They were seeking confirmation of what was being seen in the sky, and the tape recording on the March the 8th in Ottawa County 911 obtained by Muskegon Chronicle under the Freedom of Information Act includes a number of people who called the police to report the strange lights in the sky. But the tape records the startling findings of a stunned National Weather Service radar operator who tracked something across West Michigan's night sky. There's something right there, the radar operator said to a dispatcher's question. There's something big down there, he said. Near Holland. It's really strange, and no one is saying what happened last week in the skies above West Michigan. Oh, I think we did. Did we not trace UFOs? There's supposed to be like a UFO base or something under the water around them areas right there. So the UFO, starlight, or imagination. The tape recordings made between 9:30 and 11 p.m., that's a long time, clearly reveal that residents, police, and a radar operator saw something unusual. And the radar scopes also confirmed that the sightings of something solid and moving, sometimes slowly, sometimes at a great speed, across lower central Michigan, out over Lake Michigan, you all. We've spotted something like that on the Google Earth in Lake Michigan area. The thing zipped from the South Haven to 10 miles west of the city over Lake Michigan in 10 seconds, you all. That's super fast. One National Weather Service officer. It's moving, and I can see it moving. The unnamed radar operator at the Muskegon National Weather Service station told the dispatcher, you all. So there's all these articles on UFOs. There's tons of them. You can see them. A B-29 fails to catch the object. Look, a meteor is ruled out by the expert at the university. Look, a year later, lights over Michigan are still a mystery. That's in 1994. Hundreds of people reported seeing, and I bet if you live in Michigan, I bet you're still seeing stuff like that. Look at that. Top Cliff Airmen sight a flying saucer at incredible speeds. Thousands leave homes in a flood. Okay, we got the Ohio River pushing into Kentucky. Tucson, Arizona. There's a newspaper article. Look at these stuff like this. I think that's CIA document dump reveals 70 years of U.S. government UFO information hidden. Let's just say hidden. It's seen over Gas City. Let's just look through some of these. Say it. Well, I don't even know why that's in there, you all. Don't look at this. L.A. woman. Okay, no, we ain't going to look at that. Army reveals a disc was picked up in Mexico. Are you all? How we doing over here, you all? That's right. That's what they say. Everything's just a whatever they want to say it is, you all. Let's look at this. Sulfuric. Startling photos show the corpse of an alien who crashed. No little green men. They got better images than that. They do. 1 million hacking attempt in search of UFOs. Look, aliens are just a bad dream. No, I don't think so. French space agency to make their UFO archive online. How come all these governments have documentations of this? Look at this. Aliens are just a bad dream. UFOs, unidentified French objects. They came from outer town. Roswell believers. Belief in God and UFOs. There's all kinds of stuff out there. It's all available to the public. Look at this. Hillsdale residents probe the area of UFO traffic. They indicate objects returned. Mystery of states flying objects. So there's so many. There's so many. Albuquerque. UFO radar. Norway. Article in Norway. Sweden. Sky riddle of a UFO squadron. UFOs at nuclear bases and missile sites. Yeah. Nuclear bases and missile sites. So I think I'm about done with all of that, you all. But I want you to look at all these articles right here. The UFO outran the jet. They did. Look at this. Army spots UFO. Air Force reports. UFOs are from other planets. That's what they said. They're from other planets, you all. So pilots spot a mile wide UFO to Alderney. Alderney, you all, a mile wide. So there's just plenty of UFO sightings. There is. Boom. You just keep clicking. You click it and you tick it. So, yeah, these are some objects. I don't know if this is real, but it probably could be. I wouldn't say that it's not. There's all kinds of strange things, you all. We just look at all of these articles. I'm not going to read them, but you can look at them. Look at this NASA Roundup newsletter. Why do we need to do more investigations when we have plenty? Why do they got to assemble a team together? We got a history. There's a history on this earth and throughout the ages of UFOs. I hear a low-flying plane over my house just now. I really do. That's about right, you all. Look at this. 1897. Surrounding evidence. Look at this. Flying discs. Yeah. So, there's no shortage at all. Look. So there's not any shortage. Harassed rancher located a saucer. He was sorry to talk about it. Look, he got harassed because he located a saucer, and he is so sorry he told about it because he got harassed because of it. So that's not really nice. Highlight it. There's just so many. So many, you all. Look at that. Space alien captured. So there's no lack of evidence. There really isn't. You can see all of it right there. It goes on for miles and miles, article after article after article. So I am going to be going. I am. There's just tons of articles on UFOs, and it's been documented. They were so popular, or they were so important, they made the front pages of the newspapers until they were told to stop it by the media powers, and then that was it. So, yeah, countries from all around the world, people from all walks of life have seen UFOs. They've been abducted. And that one with the baseball bat really kind of got me thinking. He felt like he'd been hit with a baseball bat. But they wiped his memory kind of, sort of. Yeah, you are. This is weird. Some people could be abducted in their sleep and you may not realize it. And I'm serious, really. Especially when you wake up, your body's fine when you sleep, but when you wake up, that's it. Your body's in massive amounts of pain and your head is busting. Yeah. So we're going to go, you all. We are. And thank you all for being on here. Yes, that's perfect. Thank you all. And let me look at this, you all. I think that we have made it all the way through here without one single moderator. I guess Google's moderators have been good. Has Google's moderator, moderator algorithm been good on here, and we ain't had no trolls or nothing like that? Yeah. That's right. That's, you've had countless ship experiences in Indiana, kind of, sort of. Yeah, we miss our moderators, though. So I am going to go. Thank you all for tuning in. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, you all. Thank you so much. Jay Jocelyn, honey, you been on here being quiet. Thank you, Jay Jocelyn. Yes, that's right. That's right, you all. So thank you all once again. Have a wonderful evening. Love you.